Welcome to UIUX. Get ready to explore the future of Android design. In this video, we're diving into Material 3 buttons, Google's latest design system for building beautiful, modern, and user-friendly apps. Material 3 introduces refined components, smooth animations, and a polished style that makes your app feel truly premium. Today, we're focusing on buttons, the essential elements that allow users to take actions, make choices, and move through your app with just a tap. Whether it's elevated, outlined, or filled tonal, Material 3 buttons are smart, responsive, and adaptable to any screen size or theme. This design showcase is part of our Android UI/UX template, available now on the Google Play Store, the perfect starting point for your next Android project. Let's get started and bring your interface to life with the power of Material 3. Let's dive in.
Dive into the 5 types of Material 3 buttons. First, we have the elevated button. It's raised, filled, and perfect for prominent actions that need attention. Next up is the filled button, bold and solid, designed for primary actions that stand out. Then we have the filled tonal button, soft and subtle, ideal for secondary actions that don't steal the spotlight. The outlined button comes with a light, border design, perfect for those secondary actions with a touch of elegance. And last, the text button, minimal, clean, and perfect for subtle actions that don't distract from the main content. Each button type has its purpose. Choose wisely for a smooth, intuitive experience. Meet the elevated button in Material 3. It gently lifts off the surface, giving a sense of depth, perfect for standing out against busy or patterned backgrounds. The higher the elevation, the more attention it grabs. Use it when you need your action to rise above the rest, literally. Let's look at the key properties of the Material 3 elevated button in Android XML. First, Android, layout_width and Android, layout_height define the size of the button. Android, text sets the text that appears on the button. Use the style property with widget. Material 3, button, elevated button to apply the Material 3 look. App, elevation controls how much the button stands out from the background. App, background tint lets you change the button's background color. Android, text color sets the color of the button's text. App, corner radius gives the button rounded corners. And finally, Android, enabled lets you enable or disable the button. These properties help you fully customize your elevated button to match your app's design. Filled buttons in Material 3 are bold and eye-catching, making them perfect for important actions. They have a strong visual impact and guide users toward what matters most. Their width can adjust responsively based on the layout grid, making them flexible for different screen sizes and designs. Here are the key XML properties for a Material 3 filled button in Android. Android, layout_width and Android, layout_height define the size of the button. Android, text sets the label that appears on the button. The style should be set to widget. Material 3, button to apply the filled button look. App, background tint allows you to change the background color. Android, text color sets the color of the text inside the button. App, corner radius defines how rounded the corners of the button are. And Android, enabled controls whether the button is active or disabled. These properties help you design a clear, bold action button that fits seamlessly into your layout. Filled tonal buttons in Material 3 offer a softer look compared to regular filled buttons. They're designed for secondary actions that still need attention, but without stealing the spotlight. Ideal when you want balance in your UI without too much emphasis. Let's go over the XML properties for a Material 3 filled tonal button. Android, layout_width and Android, layout_height define the size of the button. Android, text sets the label shown on the button. Use the style widget. Material 3, button, tonal button to apply the tonal appearance. App, background tint sets the button's background tonal color. Android, text color adjusts the text color for better contrast. App, corner radius controls how rounded the corners are. And Android, enabled determines whether the button is active or disabled. These settings help you create a soft, elegant button for secondary actions. Outline buttons in Material 3 are used for less important supporting actions. They feature a visible stroke around the button's container, giving them a defined but subtle appearance. These buttons work well on backgrounds with color gradients, where a solid button might be too strong or distracting. Here are the key XML properties for a Material 3 outline button. Android, layout_width and Android, Layout_height define the size of the button. Android. Text sets the text displayed on the button. Use the style widget. Material 3. Button. Outline button to apply the outlined look. Android. Text color sets the color of the text. App. Background tint allows you to change the button's background color, though it's usually transparent by default. App. Stroke color defines the color of the border around the button. App. Corner radius controls how rounded the button corners are. And Android. Enabled is used to enable or disable the button. These properties give you full control to design clean, subtle, and supportive action buttons. Text buttons in Material 3 are best for low-priority actions. They have no background or elevation, keeping the design clean and minimal. Inside cards, they help keep the focus on the card's content while still offering an action. Here are the main XML properties for a Material 3 text button. Android. Layout_width and Android. Layout_height set the size of the button. Android. Text defines the text displayed on the button. Use the style widget. Material 3. Button. Text button to apply the text button design. Android. Text color customizes the color of the button's text. App. Corner radius allows you to round the corners for a softer look. And Android. Enabled lets you control whether the button is active or disabled. These properties help you create simple, lightweight buttons for less prominent actions. Join us on this exciting journey as we work together to create beautiful, innovative products that not only meet user needs, but also inspire and elevate the experience. Let's combine our skills and vision to build something truly remarkable.